But unfortunately, with this latest surge, we're not done with this virus quite yet, and it is not done with us.
Developing right now, Dane County health officials recommend you start wearing masks again, even if you are vaccinated.
I've had to go into my retirement plan, my IRA, to make ends meet.
State lawmakers go back and forth over federal unemployment benefits today. We are cutting through all the noise, taking a closer look at the unemployment picture in Wisconsin.
Plus, the weather this week is going to be hot and sometimes stormy. Gary is keeping an eye on the severe weather threat.
This is News 3 Now at 6.
An alert day is still in the forecast for Wednesday night because of those storms.
Now, this is the latest update from the Storm Prediction Center that shows the highest threat over much of Wisconsin. A strong system will drive some showers and thunderstorms into our area late in the day. And let's check your certified most accurate forecast. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti out on the weather patio. Gary?
You know, Eric, even though there's not a cloud in the sky right now overhead, we can't even rule out the potential for severe weather tonight. Let's start out by taking a look at the alert day that we have in the forecast for tomorrow night. That's when the highest severe weather threat is. High winds, heavy rain, probably the main threats. Can't rule out an isolated tornado or some hail from the strongest storms either. Visible cloud track shows the clouds that we had earlier this morning from morning thunderstorms that became severe near La Crosse just kind of fizzling out. We're waiting to see if more storms develop this evening. Right now, very quiet across the upper Midwest, but the Storm Prediction Center severe weather outlook for tonight already has a slight risk of severe thunderstorms for mainly hail and strong winds. Tomorrow, that highest severe weather threat, the enhanced risk, or a level 3 out of 5 through much of the state of Wisconsin, mainly for tomorrow night. Temperatures right now are as warm as they've been all day. 87 in Madison, 86 in Janesville. Dew point temperatures are in the middle 60s, so the heat index makes it feel like it's close to 90 in Madison, but farther out to the west, notice that 100-degree heat index in Decorah, Iowa. There are heat advisories for the western part of our viewing area for tomorrow into tomorrow evening. So look for a low of 70 tonight, a high tomorrow of 91, and a threat for thunderstorms. The highest chances tomorrow night. I'll have more details in the forecast in a few minutes.
And you can stay up to date on the forecast with the Channel 3000 weather app. Check out the radar and get alerts when storms are coming through. It is free to download. Developing at 6, new COVID cases are rising in Wisconsin. Today, the state reported a spike of 983 new cases, and that's up from 278 yesterday.
And in light of that and new CDC recommendations, Public Health Madison Dane County is urging but not ordering you to mask up, even if you are vaccinated. Brady Mallory joins us now with more on those recommendations. Brady?
It feels a little like deja vu, right? Especially after a hopeful last few months. But health officials in Dane County are asking you to put your mask back on inside, even if you are vaccinated. The CDC has recommended masks for everyone indoors in counties with high COVID transmission rates. So why are we inching back to masks? Well, they blame the Delta variant, which continues to spread. Public Health says even though we are not a county with a high transmission rate, you should still take their recommendations seriously. Dr. Nazia Softer with UW Health says vaccines are effective. The pandemic has evolved and Delta variant has become much more serious than it was even just a few months ago.
It went from being 1% of cases just a couple of months ago to now being 83% of cases. So it's not to be trifled with. I think the vaccinations are effective against blunting it, but nothing can completely eliminate its spread unless everyone gets vaccinated and we do other things like distancing and masking.
Think a year back, a year and a half back, what we would have given to have unlimited supplies of masks, to have unlimited supplies of vaccines. Well, we have that now, and the power is within our grip to loosen and end the grip of this virus upon us.
Dr. Softer says it's better we do these preventative measures now before the Delta variant or any other variants gain even more steam. Dane County has not had a mask requirement in place since the last public health order was allowed to expire at the beginning of last month.
Brady, thank you. The vaccination rate in Wisconsin unchanged from yesterday. 49% of the state fully vaccinated, 51% with one dose. And Dane County reports 67% of residents are now fully vaccinated. Yesterday, Dane County Public Health announced 70% of the county had at least one dose. Whether or not to keep giving many unemployed people a combined $670 a week, that's once again the story at the state capitol today.
Not much new was accomplished. Republicans failed to override the governor's veto to end the extra $300 federal unemployment benefit. But as Naomi Coles explains at the Capitol, there's more to this story than the political noise.
Yeah, the partisan battle over this extra benefit, it's not new and it's unlikely to go away anytime soon. But the economists who study the issue and the people most affected by it, they tell a far more complex tale, as one job seeker in DeForest explains.
My name is Cindy Suckamel. I live in DeForest, Wisconsin.
Cindy lost her call center job last May and won an appeal that she was fired unjustly. That appeal hung up her unemployment benefits. And while she did get paid months later, she's still now waiting on months more.
I've had to go into my retirement plan, my IRA, to make ends meet.
Cindy is 64. She just got back from a job interview this morning, and she's been job hunting weekly throughout the pandemic. But
one of the things is my age.
She's one of thousands still unemployed in Wisconsin, either waiting on or dependent on state and federal benefits.
On the left?
That federal benefit is why Republicans called the session today, trying to override the governor's veto to ending that extra $300 per week early.
They're moving past the pandemic. I think that's the thing that all of Wisconsin agrees on.
Republicans say that ending the extra benefit, like 26 other Republican-led states already have, is the main key to addressing the statewide worker shortage.
It's not a silver bullet. There's no doubt about that. But is it a major part of the problem? Yes.
But Democrats insist the problem is more complex.
The number of people filing for unemployment insurance in Wisconsin on July 10th dropped to its lowest since March 14th, 2020. Our worker shortage at the pay being offered is not a short-term issue with a single solution.
Politically, there's a lot of noise, but for economists studying the shortage, the results are far from conclusive. One San Francisco study found the extra benefit was a small part of people turning down jobs, but other studies haven't found any proof of that. One actually found people on unemployment benefits are more likely to seek out jobs. Ultimately, the data is incomplete, and the stories for job seekers,
So many people say, well, why didn't you just go to McDonald's?
more complex.
More physical jobs, and not everybody can do those.
Now, I'll have more details from those studies that I mentioned online at channel3000.com. Now, ultimately, as mentioned, Republicans did not get the 2/3 majority needed to override the governor's veto, despite having some lawmakers flying in from vacation just to attend the session.
Naomi, thank you. Buying a home is out of the question for many people in Madison because of the cost, but many rentals, they're not cheap either. A new development on the city's west side will provide some relief with the goal of more to come. Brad Hamilton was at today's ribbon cutting.
Well, today began a new era here in Madison. What once stood here was just a gas station, and now it's become a brand new affordable homes complex. Breaking ground just a little over a year ago, Commonwealth Development had one goal in mind: provide a space of affordable, healthy, safe, and stable housing to the Madison community. Today, a year of hard work was celebrated. The 13-unit complex will feature stable housing opportunities for families in need, especially on the city's west side. Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway was on hand for today's ceremony and shared her hope that this building sparks more like it in the future.
That's something that is very important to me. It's a priority of my administration, and we will continue to work on projects like this.
Commonwealth Development wanted to thank everybody that came out today and for everyone who's been supporting them since day one. Reporting here in Madison, Brad Hamilton, News 3 Now.
Currently, every unit has been filled and residents are set to move in on August 1st.
Developing right now, authorities are on the scene of a home explosion in Jefferson County where one person has died. These are some of the images from the scene. We know the home is in the town of Sullivan. Authorities say the person that died was home alone. Some nearby homes and roads also were damaged. No word on the cause. Officials say there's a strong indication that it was a natural gas leak. Authorities in La Crosse County have now identified 2 suspects in a triple homicide. The sheriff's office says they are looking for Kamthanat Ratanasak and Naya Tao. Felony probation warrants have been issued for both. The suspects are considered armed and dangerous. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. Investigators say 3 men were found murdered in a western Wisconsin quarry on Friday. We've now learned that the 3 victims were shot. That quarry, located northeast of La Crosse along the Minnesota state line. La Crosse County Sheriff Jeff Wolf has called the deaths a targeted act. A car believed to have been used in the crime has now been recovered. Next at 6, a nearly 50-year-old Madison business packing up and leaving downtown. We were there for this big move.
And later, what you need to know if you plan to cheer on the athletes at the CrossFit Games in Madison this week.
Do you suffer from ED? Did you know there could be a way to relieve ED without harmful medications, needles, or surgery? Peak Performance for Men is here to help. Click or call now to treat your ED. And remember, our results make the difference.
This store in Fort Detrick, Maryland, isn't just any store. It's a base supply center operated by Industries for the Blind and Visually Impaired, proudly serving the U.S. military. Inside, you'll find everything from printer ink, pens and Post-its, to the uniforms worn by the men and women who serve our country. You'll also find employees with confidence and charisma. Employees like Hope. See how a career at IBVI inspires our employees and how it can inspire you at ibvican.org.
No more Freon for your AC. Oh no, the homeowner's called Action Man and his action team.
Call out Action Plumbing, Heating, and Electric at iwantactionnow.com.
Looks like it's time to trade. Because it's trade month at your local Ford dealers. Get more cash for your eligible trade-in. Any brand, any model, all month long. Get Trade Assist cash on top of what your eligible vehicle is worth and trade up to a new Ford SUV. Your trade-in is worth more than you think, only during trade month. Right now, get up to $2,000 Trade Assist bonus cash on eligible models. It's trade month at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
Want to know how we make your glasses so fast? It's all done right here with a lab in every store. Our skilled techs handle your glasses from start to finish. You get them in as little as 30 minutes. No cut corners, just quality, affordable glasses. Only at iMart Express.
Why did we get her the COVID-19 vaccine for kids 12 and up?
Because I missed school to get ready for soccer season.
So nothing's holding them back.
Visit vaccines.gov to find a COVID-19 vaccine near you or call 211 to learn more.
A nearly 50-year-old Madison business is packing up and leaving downtown. Earlier this year, a room of one's own bookstore announced a proposed $100 million 10-story apartment complex would likely force them out.
Well, this week, that move begins. Christina Laurie shows us the shop's new space and the unique thing the bookstore's owner is asking customers to do if they need books during her move.
If you thought moving was stressful, try relocating thousands of books in the middle of a pandemic. That's what a room of one's own will be doing over the next 2 weeks, and that's why its owner is asking you to do something you don't often hear a local business owner say. Shop at the competition. It's a new chapter for a beloved local bookstore.
It feels like it's really getting real.
After nearly 50 years downtown, a room of one's own is moving 3 miles east into a historic building in the Atwood neighborhood, most recently occupied by Threshold. The 4,500 square foot, more than 100-year-old space is a little smaller than the bookstore's most recent home on Gorham Street.
We haven't been open to the public since March of 2020.
But these days, a room of one's own co-owner Gretchen True has become an expert at making anything work. Her shop used to do 90% of its business in-store.
It's like the reason we do this. Like, we didn't sign up to be booksellers, online booksellers. You know, we signed up to be in-person brick and mortar store.
None of that was possible in 2020, but despite that, the bookstore ended the year just 20% shy of its 2019 sales, thanks in part to $120,000 worth of forgivable PPP loans.
We are cautiously optimistic that we are going to be open to the public once we actually open the store.
It's also thanks to her customers who sought out books from the shop's themed window displays during the Black Lives Matter protests, around the election, and most recently during Pride Month. Gretchen adores hers so much, she's asking them to do something most business owners don't for the next 2 weeks while her business is completely closed. Shop at the competition.
Technically, they're our competition, but also they're part of what makes the Madison book community special and important. Other bookstores have things to offer that we don't. And right now, one of those things is that they're available at all.
A plot twist as a room of one's own starts its new chapter. Now, we've put a list of other locally owned independent bookstores here in the Madison area up on our website. Reporting in Madison for News 3 Now, I'm Christina Laurie.
A room of one's own will open in its new location August 6th. Gary's back with a forecast after this.
Don't you wish you could wave a magic wand and have whiter teeth?
Well, you can, but it's not magic. It's power swabs. Just swab your teeth for 5 minutes and boom, whiter teeth and a better smile. And since you're not dealing with messy trays or awkward strips, you're less vulnerable to the harsh sensitivity they sometimes create.
I've used strips. They seem to really hurt my teeth. The power swabs, it just seemed very gentle.
It's so simple and easy. You just open it, you apply it to your teeth, you forget it's there, and I noticed that they're white and bright again like they were before.
I noticed actually a difference the first time that I used power swabs. You put on the first coat and then the activator goes on, and immediately you start seeing it working.
It only takes 5-minute applications to get a brighter, whiter smile with power swabs. You just snap, swab, and smile. Power swabs have been clinically studied to whiten natural teeth and remove stains from caps, crowns, and veneers. It's so powerful, it removes stains from coffee, tea, red wine, and even smoking.
I love my coffee in the morning.
I will never stop drinking coffee. I will not be the person drinking hot coffee with a straw.
As much coffee as I drink, I can use my power swabs and eliminate the staining.
When I use the power swabs, I applied it directly to my front tooth where the coffee stain was.
I like being able to individually get the teeth, and most importantly, it got kind of in between the grooves.
You can put it directly on the stain that you see on your teeth, and it's so precise.
But as powerful as it is, it's also gentle and causes 0 to minimal sensitivity.
This didn't sting, it didn't burn, it didn't have an aftertaste. It was just a swab, and I just got a rubber on my teeth, and that was it.
Take it from me as someone who has gone the dental route, but has also gone on the shelf route, and I've not really seen anything work as effective and as easy as power swabs.
Whiten your teeth today by ordering power swabs and receive 40% off the regular price. Shipping is free, plus you'll receive a free quick stick pen to use on the go after meals or a cup of coffee. Visit powerswabs.com or call the number on your screen.
For those who see everyone's safety as equally important, experience our advanced standard safety technology on a full line of vehicles. At the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. See Lexus of Madison.
The CrossFit Games are back in Madison today, and you can see the athletes are already pushing themselves to be named fittest on earth.
This year, those competitors will have the support of fans in the stands once again. Josh Breider reports from the Alliant Energy Center with what you need to know if you plan to go out and cheer them on.
We are hanging out with the fittest on earth here this week as the CrossFit Games officially kicked off here today. Paul Tremblay is a CrossFit representative, and Paul, you guys are super excited to be back in Madison this year. What's new and different this year that people can look forward to?
Well, what's new is that we're in person, right? So we have people in the stands, which is super exciting. We have the 40 men, the 40 females, and the teams and the adaptive athletes, the teens, all the age groups and the masters. So a little bit different from last summer, obviously, that we had it at the ranch with only 5 and 5, but we're super excited to be back and have people back in the stands and getting these athletes fired up.
As far as those fans looking to come out here, what advice do you have for them in getting tickets and coming out here to the grounds?
Well, you can get tickets online, and you can get tickets to the festival, so festival tickets or Coliseum tickets. And festival tickets, it gives you access to this. So all the events that are here on the field, you have access to these stands, and obviously just everything that's on the ground. So we're running events for the community, for the affiliate owners here in Madison. We have the CrossFit Education Squad here running seminars pretty much all day long on the hours. So there's a lot of events here. You know, grab some food, grab a coffee, and just come hang out.
Yeah, you guys really excited to be back after a tough year.
Yeah, absolutely. Very happy. And, you know, Madison's always treated us, you know, making us feel at home. So walk around anywhere downtown here in Madison. We know we're here for the Noble CrossFit Games, and that's very exciting, and we're thankful for that.
Well, Paul, we thank you for being here. We thank you for your time. Of course, News 3 Now is your headquarters for all things CrossFit coverage. You can go to channel3000.com to learn more. We've got the schedule, we've got live streams, all right there on our homepage. Reporting at the Alliant Energy Center, I'm Josh Breider, News 3 Now.
And you can also get everything you need to know about the CrossFit Games on our website, channel3000.com. We have an entire page devoted to the games. That competition will run through August 1st.
Northern Wisconsin was hit with storms this morning in La Crosse. Storms caused temporary street flooding there. Water pooled onto roads and into yards and stalled cars. Some counties are still dealing with power outages. And we've still got an alert day in the forecast for storms tomorrow. Gary's back now with the forecast.
We also have the potential for some storms tonight.
night, even though right now radar is almost completely free of precipitation. I have been watching visible cloud track, though, and it looks like some clouds are starting to develop in a narrow line south of the Twin Cities, and that might be the area that develops into some strong thunderstorms over the next few hours. In fact, the Storm Prediction Center does have a slight risk of severe thunderstorms from southeastern Minnesota through southern Wisconsin for tonight. Now, the main threat is probably going to be strong straight-line winds as these storms come in from the north and west. Again, if they form, that's not a given at this point. Also, they have the potential for some hail, but the tornado threat right now very low from at least these storms. Tomorrow, it's a different story. The main severe weather threat is from about the Twin Cities through Madison down toward Milwaukee. That's an enhanced risk. That's a level 3 out of 5, and that's where the greatest threat for severe weather will be. Now, the high wind threat in this area, the hatched area, indicates the potential for winds of 75 miles per hour or stronger in straight-line wind gusts. Also, the potential for some large hail. This hatched area here shows the potential for 2-inch in diameter or larger hailstones. So that's also a potential. The tornado threat is mainly right through the central portion of the state. The highest threat north and west of Madison up toward the Twin Cities where the storms initially form. Once they form into a line, the high wind threat goes up, the tornado threat comes down a little bit. Rainfall also a potential. There could be some areas that pick up 1 to 3 inches of rain or more in some of these heavier thunderstorms, especially if they go over the same general area, whereas there could be areas nearby that see little or no rain. So it just depends on where those heavier thunderstorms track. Very typical for a summertime situation. You can see this on Future Track. Future Track already trying to show storms developing here. They haven't developed yet, but if they do develop, they would travel southeastward, move out of here overnight, and then we see mainly quiet conditions during the day tomorrow with a lot of heat before the next batch of storms perhaps develops late in the afternoon, moves on through, and then the main event starts around 10 p.m., moves through overnight, and then gradually moves south of Wisconsin on Thursday. Then we see a drop in the humidity and also the heat. That will be a welcome relief, at least for the end of the week, but we still have that alert day in the forecast for tomorrow night for the potential for some strong to severe thunderstorms. So our forecast calls for a heat advisory for areas west of Platteville to Lone Rock to Camp Douglas line, that from 10 a.m. tomorrow morning through 9 p.m. tomorrow night. Look for a high tomorrow of 91 with the heat index 95 to 100. Just a slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm during the day, but again, on Future Track, we might see one round that comes through here during the evening and early overnight hours, then quiet weather for much of the day tomorrow before the next batch of storms develops late tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, and then kind of rolls on through southern Wisconsin overnight and into the day early on Thursday before things start to clear out. Those rainfall amounts, again, could be very heavy in some spots. The 7 to 10 day forecast, our computer seems to have locked up, but we look for drier weather to arrive on Friday and pretty much last through most of next week.
Now, with Aaron Rodgers back in Titletown, there's a lot of buzz that a familiar wideout might be coming back to the team. We have more coming up in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You've got enough to think about maintaining. Good thing the all-new 2022 Volkswagen Taos has a lower cost of maintenance than Toyota RAV4. Come into your Volkswagen dealer today and lease the all-new 2022 Taos S for just $229 a month.
Fry Construction is celebrating 26 years of providing excellence in home improvements. We strive to exceed the expectations of our clients with each and every project we do. Respected by your neighbors and voted Best of Madison 2 years in a row. Best kitchen and bath design, best roofer. Experience the Best of Madison for yourself and save 26% off gutters or insulation with any full roofing project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
These days, we're spending more time than ever before at home, where we're continually inspired to make it our own, where the perfect wall mounting can lift your spirits, and that once hidden path to your door is now illuminated with intrigue to lead you inside. With Patriot Lighting, your lighting is another way to put your personal style on display. Smart, sophisticated, radiant, just like you. We have hundreds of options to make your home and your world shine a little brighter. Find your style with Patriot Lighting, only at Menards.
As traveling continues throughout the year, Meineke Car Care Center is continuing to make your safety our #1 priority. To give you peace of mind, receive a free brake inspection with any appointment. Meineke Car Care Center is here to help keep you safe on the road.
At JP Morgan, the only definition of wealth that matters is yours. It can be a smaller house, but a bigger nest egg.
a goal to work toward, or the freedom to walk away. With 200 years of experience, personalized advice, and commission-free trades on an award-winning app, we're working for you. Planning, investing, advice. JP Morgan Wealth Management.
You've got enough to think about maintaining. Good thing the all-new 2022 Volkswagen Taos has a lower cost of maintenance than Toyota RAV4. Come into your Volkswagen dealer today and lease the all-new 2022 Taos S for just $229 a month.
Wednesday on News 3 Now this morning, we continue our CrossFit Games coverage by checking out a CrossFit gym here in the 608.
And where you can find some free fitness classes while the CrossFit Games are in town. Join us from 4:30 to 7 on News 3 Now this morning.
Rodgers news broke, Packer fans have been floating on cloud 9, thinking, how could it get better than this? Well, a familiar face might be joining Rodgers in green and gold this fall. A lot of rumors indicate that former Packer slot receiver Randall Cobb could be heading back to Green Bay and that a trade with the Texans is in the works. Now, some reports even go as far to say that it's a done deal, but we're still waiting for the Packers to confirm it. Cobb played with the Packers for his first 8 years in the league, racking up over 5,500 yards and 41 tutties. Now, the team reported for training camp today, and among them, Aaron Rodgers. We told you yesterday, new reports suggest Rodgers struck a deal with the team this past weekend, but it comes with some concessions. Reports say this will likely be his last year with the Pack because the last year of his contract will be voided. Now, training camp officially begins tomorrow. I'll be up there watching the entire team hit the field together, including that star quarterback, so stay with us. And some unfortunate news for the Brewers. Outfielder Christian Yelich has tested positive for COVID-19 and will be out for at least 10 days. He is fully vaccinated, and team president David Stern says Yelich has mild symptoms but is in good spirits. Now, due to contact tracing, second baseman Jace Peterson was also placed on the COVID IL. The Brewers just began a 3-game series against the Pirates. And in Madtown, the Suter last name holds a lot of weight, especially in the rink. And now that last name will be used to help dozens of families across Madison. The Madcaps and the Bob Suter Memorial Foundation have teamed up to organize the inaugural Bob Suter Memorial Classic. The game, which will feature former Badgers and pros alike, has the goal of donating hockey equipment across 10 local youth hockey organizations. And for Ryan Suter, it's about spreading the game and carrying on his father's legacy.
He would be so proud. I mean, he dedicated his life to giving back to kids and helping kids, and for us to be able to do this and to donate 100 sets of hockey equipment to local kids is a pretty special thing.
Now, this game is set for Thursday at Bob Suter's Capitol Ice Arena. Puck drops at 6 with an autograph session taking place beforehand.
Very cool event in his memory. Yes. Gary, final check. A lot going on.
Yeah, nothing right now. It looks pretty quiet out there on Doppler track, but we're waiting to see if some storms develop south of the Twin Cities over the next couple of hours. Storm Prediction Center has a slight risk of severe thunderstorms for tonight, and then an enhanced risk for much of the state for tomorrow, mainly tomorrow night, for high winds and heavy rainfall, as well as an isolated tornado threat. Temperatures right now about as warm as they've been all day, up mid to upper 80s with dew point temperatures in the middle 60s. There also are heat advisories for our western viewing area for tomorrow from 10 a.m. until 9 p.m. West of Lone Rock, so keep that in mind as well.
All right, Gary, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us tonight for News 3 Now at 6.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.